Hello, my name is Monica Gold. I have been thinking about two major questions in the past week, and both questions are part of our whole story as we are trying to unfold in these videos. The first one is that long time ago, before all these epochs that we have gone through since then, like India and Persia and Egypt and Greek and Rome, and having arrived at the epoch of the consciousness soul, why have we lost the picture of the spiritual world, the idea of a spiritual world, and the knowledge of God? We were sent to the earth, and that is the first reason, because we ate from the fruit of the tree of knowledge, and we were cast out of paradise. This was done to us by Lucifer, who came down to the earth with us, and so did other fallen angels. There is Lucifer, who first of all came into our soul forces. Later on, it was Ahriman who came into our life forces. And now we are struggling with the Asuras, and even Sorat, the leader of all three of them, to still feel connected to the sky, to the heavens, to God, and to the hierarchy, which means all the angels. And yet, these angels are deeply connected with us in our organs. That really is the first question which I had. The second question is, there are spiritual entities, as I've just mentioned them, who are trying to create their own kingdom. So Lucifer wants his kingdom, Ahriman wants his kingdom, and the Asuras want their kingdom. And they all three work on the human being. And how do they work on them? Through our thinking, feeling, and willing. Through, as we have seen in the Egyptian times, the Sphinx arising out of these three beasts, these three beings, the eagle with the wings, the lion with his roar, and the bull with his will to do what he wants to do in order to overcome everything that is good in us. And that if they reach that goal, they would completely overpower us and not allow us to return to the heavens. So those are the two big problems that we have encountered over the years, ever since, uncountable years, ever since we came from the heavens, slowly making our way on the earth. The other question which I had was, why do we say God sent his only son? And yet we find in the picture, by the vision of Ezechiel from Raphael, we find the three beasts again. And we find two children instead of one. His only son. Two children? Yes, that is the second mystery, which will reveal itself throughout the times up to the time of Christmas. The vision of Ezechiel, a picture by Raphael. Sometimes in our world today, we find friends who seem to feel the story of Ezekiel is not real. And so they think they might never find the link to our time. However, if we do not act, we will lose all fact. If they feel it is an error, as was explained, there could arise some fear and terror. People are asleep, while angels have to weep. Yet Christ knows the truth, and he also knows his nights, when for him they fight. With the Anglo-Germanic period, our modern age in progress, 1413 to 3573 AD, we live in a new phase, which is called the stage of the consciousness soul. It places the story that is here told into a newly created fold. Thinking, feeling, and willing must be watched by a completely wakeful mind. May I be allowed to answer our living questions by leaving behind all damaging suggestions? Perhaps we remember long ago man was expelled from paradise. Do pictures return? The tree of knowledge. The Father God allowed evil Lucifer to tempt Adam and Eve to eat from the forbidden fruit. They had to leave mankind's paradisical home, no longer being spirit beings alone. All of us acquired a physical body, a soul, and each one of us a will to learn. Mankind had arrived on earth. Here we had to become aware, through ever more temptations by Lucifer and Ahriman, how to struggle for angelic inspiration, as not to endanger the original creation. The angel Gabriel at heaven's gate made the promise, "You may return." Thinking, feeling, and willing, it is true, began to fall. Will now finally humanity respect God's trust in us, and through his servants' inspiration ward off the beasts, to not further damage his creation? A frightful thought in our time, where we begin to lose all thoughts divine. Yet God sent his only Son so that we stop and think. Do we lose our most important link to the world of spirit from where we come? 2 children were described in our tale, happily held safely in God's protection. Now, having followed all the preparations, are you not curious who they are? Spiritual science and legend tell us that the sister soul of Adam alone did not go through the fall of man, but was kept in heaven behind God's throne. She was saved from evil temptations until she was called by God to now take part in our creation. Indeed, she was called forth to come to birth on earth. What was her task, we may ask? To prepare the purest body for God's only Son. Joseph chose Mary at age 13. And as we read in Luke, it was this child that was to receive the sister soul of Adam. Yes, it became known that Luke, the disciple of Christ, recorded him on his rise. How does the Matthew Gospel relate to the second soul that made its path to earth? Here we have had incarnate a very high initiate. After the temple scene at age 12, we will have to return to further explanations.